OneFM 91.3.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Glenn and the Flying Dutchman.
Good morning, boys and girls.
Good times. Greatest hits.
Good morning, Singapore. It's Glenn and the Flying Dutchman. We have on the show Adrian Choo. Every Thursday, of course, Adrian comes on. He's a career strategist from careeragility.org. And he basically gives us tips on how we can be happy at work. Good morning, Adrian.
Morning, Glenn. Morning, guys.
Morning. Thanks so much for joining us. So, Adrian, just before we start the topic, if you had a chance to start a business now, what would you start?
Well, honestly, I would do, as I said before, I want to start a plumbing business.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
These guys, there's always a demand. And you know how much these guys charge to clear a choke? It's like $300 to clear a choke. I can just need one a day and that's it.
It's crazy, right?
And I don't mind clearing chokes.
I tell you, even if you ask them to come over and change your toilet seat, let's say,
yeah.
okay, it'll cost you close to $100 as well.
Yeah, at least. So, and it's a skill that that is yours. You can run your own little business and you work when you want to. I know this other guy who's quite interesting. He runs a mobile car battery replacement service.
Oh.
So if your car battery is flat, he just drives over to your place, changes it, charges you like $150 for it.
Yeah.
And he just roves around and his only skill, his key skill is not in repairing car batteries or switching. It's actually in internet marketing because he does his Google marketing so fantastically well. He's cornered the market. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he just goes and changes your battery if it's flat.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What an idea.
It's quite
It's happened to me countless times, so don't ask me why. It's bad.
It is a super business because it's a business that not many people know about. And this guy has really cornered the market because before this, if your battery went flat, what do?
Yeah,
you call your agent or you get AA or someone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
But this guy...
Yeah, amazing, man. How many battery shops are internet savvy?
Yeah.
So he's cornered the market because he's got Google down to a system.
Yeah.
And even he was giving me tips on Google marketing. He was telling me, the ideal time is between 7 to 9 because that's where people wake up and find out their car batteries are flat. So I spend more money in advertising. I put more budgets there. I was thinking, wow, this guy's a Google guru. Is
clever.
Right.
He's really clever.
Excuse for his internet business. It's amazing.
Okay, but Adrian, given the quiet job market, right, post COVID-19, some people are thinking of, they may have lost their jobs or they're tired where they are. They're thinking of starting their own businesses. It's an exciting idea, but is it really a good career move?
Well, it's always a good career move to have a side hustle or a side gig running. Even as you're doing your 9-to-5 job, if you have a small little business idea baking at the side, I think it's a great idea. Starting your own business is never easy. I've started several already, failed a couple, but it's always a good idea to have that idea at the back of your head. Because what it offers you is a certain degree of employer independence, which means that you don't have to, if you lose your job, that at least you got some money coming at the side or from your own side gig. And a lot of times it's not easy, and there are some guidelines which I would like to share with our listeners this morning. One of the main things about starting your business, it sounds really sexy, it sounds really fun, it sounds great to, hey, I'm a CEO or I'm a startup. But a lot of times, the big challenge is that you have to be really good at what you do. Like what I think Adi was mentioning this morning. You really have to have the skill. You must be really good at what you do. And more importantly, you must have the domain knowledge of the business you want to start. You just can't say, hey, I want to start a mobile karaoke business and you have no experience whatsoever. So you need to have the domain knowledge, the skills mastery, and also the network to sell to. But always start small. I mean, don't go plunk in like $100,000 to start something and then realize that, oh no, it didn't work. So start small and by all means, experiment.
Right. What about the people who don't have that skill? Was I right to say that you need to find a need that you can fulfill?
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no point starting a business. So I was coaching this young individual, 29 years old. He told me that he wanted to do a startup, and the startup involved writing a program that if you took a photograph of a chair, and it could use augmented reality and virtual reality to to project that into your hall so that IKEA would buy his software. And I was telling him, is there even a need for that? So he's really plunked in about 30,000 in development. And I said, have you even tested the concept? And he said, no. And I said, is there even a market demand? He says, no, but I'm sure if I build it well enough, IKEA will come and buy my company out.
Wow.
Hopeful. So it's not just about wanting to be an entrepreneur. You need to have a very solid business proposition that fills a market need that people are willing to pay for, that you can provide on an ongoing basis, not just for like bubble tea. Remember how bubble tea started?
Yeah.
And then it was like every corner had one, and now it's only like 3 players.
Yeah, it's very interesting because I actually know the man who brought in the first one.
Wow.
And it failed completely in 8 weeks. He couldn't sell it. He was doing like 3 cups a day. Nobody wanted it when it first came out.
Right.
He was gone in 8 weeks. But look at it now.
Actually, you know what? I feel like I want to take advantage of the situation.
You want to sell bubble tea?
No,
Also.
I don't want to sell bubble tea. I'll tell you what I want to do while we take a listen to this song.
On Facebook Live. Join us there.
No. I mean, I'm going to tell you on Facebook Live. But in the meantime, you know, for people who want a song, just check this song out by Phil Collins and Marilyn Martin. Okay, separate. Leave the selling to me, lah.
That's what
Andre.
I said.
Yeah.
Tell Adrian, Glenn has gone on leave and come back and nothing has changed.
His hairstyle, though.
Yeah, that's about it. That's
really
about it.
cool.
Okay, so what's this thing that you want to do, Glenn?
So, I want to be a shark. We all watch Shark Tank, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Be an angel investor.
Yeah.
So I get like, 1 or 2 people. Hey, Adrian, you want to join me as well? You know, FD can come in as well. And then we're helping some people out, right? I mean, many people have ideas and all that. And, we can invest a little bit.
Investor. You want to be an angel investor.
Yeah.
Angel investor, yeah.
Right? That
Interesting
would
idea.
would be my business. That would be what I want to
So
do.
you just provide the funds.
I just provide
So
the
let's
funds.
talk to the career strategist. Smart idea or not?
Mr. Moneybags.
Well, you need to be. You probably need to be Mark Cuban rich to be a shark.
But it can be a smaller shark. Right?
Like
during these times here in Singapore, at least. You know what I mean?
He can be maybe a smaller, dangerous fish. No? Like the piranha. He's just a piranha.
Because you have many people who want to start something, okay, but don't have the funds to do it. And we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some people don't even have $3,000 to start something.
So Lily Chua is saying, Glenn, what you should do is start up a home gym design and set up business.
No lah. I'm not that good. I can set up my own home gym, but there's so many people who do that already.
I can do that. No, I'll do that.
See,
for you.
that I was just about to say, Glenn,
Yeah.
you don't have to do it. You set up the business that has the professionals who do it.
Yeah, but there's so many people who are doing that already.
Setting up home gyms.
Yes, of course. You have that. So you see,
Interesting.
you need to know your competition, right? I think
Sorry,
Adrian
Sean, I tried
will
to help
definitely
you.
agree with that, right? I mean, it always seems like a good idea. Someone who may think, okay, I'm going to set up this a PT business or something like physical training, PT. But everyone is doing it now. Or you mentioned gym apparel. That's also something that many
Everybody's
people
doing.
are already doing. So I want to do something that very few people are doing or no one's doing at the moment.
So that's interesting because if people get into those businesses, as you pointed out, and there are so many of them, chances are they may not make it. So if they don't make it, and they want to go back into employment, is that going to hinder them having had a business that failed? Adrian?
Well, I think I've had experiences before with individuals who have taken a career break to try and run their own business. And some of them have turned out to be very successful. Some of them, after a year and a half, they decided, this isn't the one for me. And then they switch back in. It all depends on whether or not the employer looks upon in a negative or positive way. It all depends on how you phrase it. If during the interview and they ask you, what have you been doing for the past 2 years? And you say something like, oh, I tried running a business, it wasted 2 years of my life, it didn't work out. I'm out of pocket $100,000. It's such a waste of my time. Then of course they're never gonna hire you. But if you position it that, wow, I spent the last 2 years trying my hand at a startup. I've learned this and that, digital marketing. I've learned accounting. I've learned how to run a business. I learned how to run a P&L statement. I understand more about this market. I'm so much better now. But I decided that the entrepreneurial life wasn't for me, because instead of working 9 to 5, you're working like 8 to 12, as in midnight. It's something that I wasn't really prepared for, but it's something that I've learned a lot, and I can bring all this knowledge, all this experience to your business when I join you.
Okay,
hold on.
1FM 91.3, it's Glenn and the Flying Dutchman. We're talking to Adrian Choo, of course, our career strategist, live on Facebook right now. Adrian, yes, please continue.
So the question was, if you do a startup entrepreneurial journey for a couple of months, and you want to hit back into the job market, will it help or hinder you in terms of your career story or your career path? And then the answer to that is, it depends on how you position yourself during that time. If you position yourself saying that it's been a tough time, I wasted 2 years of my life, and you go all negative about it, you're never going to get hired. But if you position it like, wow, it was such a great learning experience, 2 years, I figured out digital marketing, I figured out all these exciting things, and I can therefore help your company because I've been there and done that, then you would definitely come out looking a lot better in terms of being a good candidate to join the company. So it all depends on how you frame it. But as an employer myself, I love entrepreneurs. It shows that they have guts, and it shows that they are thinking out of the box. And they may not be always the easiest to handle, but they're the best because they are independent, and they will. There's this spirit, this fire in the belly.
Right. Right.
That's very interesting. So we're focusing on the positives and not necessarily the fact that maybe your venture failed and didn't work out, but what did you take away from it? That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay, Andre.
So Gabriel has shared with us that I've done that before, and employers have hired me for my entrepreneurial experience. Like what Adrian said, it is how one positions the experience.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all about positioning, I guess, how you position yourself coming out of a situation.
And
like
Jin
that.
Wong has shared that someone even told me, if you have to start thinking a lot about what you want to do, you're probably not going to make it.
Is that true, Adrian?
I think it's also a personality. You need to have a certain personality to run a business, to even go into the entrepreneurship. And there's a lot of society is a lot more forgiving to entrepreneurs now. A lot of young people starting their own gigs instead of going to work after graduating. So in the old days, my first business I started was when I was 19, and I was selling real human skeletons to medical students in NUS.
Oh,
okay, real bones.
Wow.
So when I was 19, and when I told my mom, I told my parents, Mom, Dad, I want to start my own business. And my dad was working in a bank. My mom was a homemaker. I still remember the first thing my mom and dad told me was, "You want to start a business? You want to go bankrupt?"
Why do parents do that? My mom has always said that as well, which is why I never went to business school. I wanted to go business school at Ngee Polytechnic, right? But she was like, no, go to pre-U, do JC instead, because, your dad is a businessman and he struggled his entire life. It's not easy. So go work for someone. That's what she said.
Funny, right? But today it's a lot more acceptable. And in fact, I as much as I laud and I like the fact there are more entrepreneurs in the market, my advice to my kids, one of the reasons why I started this business, Career Agility International, 3 years ago, was because I wanted to show my kids that, hey, you don't need to be married to a company. You can do your entrepreneurship. You can be independent. You can have your success on your own terms. But the big thing about it is I still insist that to my kids that when you graduate, join a big company, join an MNC, learn how these big companies operate, learn how the systems are, learn from bosses, okay, and then you can know how to be a good boss when you start your own business. But don't start off straight into a business unless you are like Mark Zuckerberg or Anthony Tan from Grab. So it's difficult, but start small.
Is there a time frame? Because it's interesting you're saying that. Go to university, get your degree, go and work for the MNC. what's the time frame before I should seriously start thinking about going into business on my own?
Well, I think once again it cycles back to when do you think your idea is ready? You incubate it for the time being. The moment it's ready, your idea is ready, the market is ready for your idea, and you've tested it out on a small scale. Then by all means jump in and get your feet wet, and in fact jump in right into the deep end if you have to, if you feel that the time is ready. So it could be a couple of months, couple of years. I was working in Shell as my first job for about 3-4 years before I jumped and did my own business again. So I've only realized that I've been a serial entrepreneur. Only recently someone told me that, hey, you've been doing this all your life. And I think,
Right.
yeah, actually.
I think you need to be of a certain personality to be an entrepreneur, like what you mentioned, Adrian. It's not for everyone. It's definitely not for everyone. Andre.
No, I just wanted to know what's happening to his skeleton business. I was so intrigued when he said he sold skeletons.
Yeah, and where do you get the skeletons
if you were
from?
my,
He said
if you
it's
were my kid
real
and
bones.
you came to me and said you wanted to sell skeletons, I'd say, what? Sway, man.
No, if it's a fake skeleton, it's fine. But you said
Fine,
it
but
was
this is
real
real
bones.
Real bones. Well, I still remember I had problems storing them because I was bringing import like about 20 or 30 years ago. And no warehouse wanted to keep them. So I had to keep them literally in my closet.
Skeletons in your closet.
Literally. And my dad was like, he was kind enough. He was quite forgiving. But these were very clean medical grade ones. So that's okay. But I ran the business until I graduated. And then when I joined Shell, I decided to put it, to shelve it. So
Right.
it was great learning experience, and was great side hustle, great pocket money on the side. Made a tidy sum there, but it was more the experience than anything else.
So you managed to clear out all the skeletons in your closet, lah. That's important.
I just got one question. I'm
Wait,
really
wait.
curious.
Okay, go
What
on.
does a human bone skeleton cost?
Yes, I wanted to ask that question too.
What do you sell it for?
Well, I was selling it for about 1,400 for half a set, for a set basically.
For a set,
And
1,400.
for a set, yeah. So it was interesting because the medical students needed them at the time.
What do you
And,
mean? Okay, so do you sell it to the medical school or do you sell it to the medical, or do you sell it to the students? Because how do you walk into, just say your NUS medical school and say, hey guys,
here's a
I
bag
got
of
some
bones.
bones.
Yeah, it depends
You
on
know,
what
they
bone
put
we're
it
learning
together,
about
they
today.
carry it around on a clothes hanger.
I meet my friend Harry. It was word of mouth marketing which I started. So that was where the basis of my marketing experiences come in. But what is really cool is that we sold plastic sets as well to the schools. If you remember, Clark Key had an adventure ride once.
Yes, yes,
And
I
I sold them 40 plastic skeletons. They
Really?
dressed it up, plastic ones. They wanted real ones. I said, no, that's called desecration. So I sold them plastic ones, and that was the start of my entrepreneurial journey actually.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, always nice speaking to you, Adrian. Unfortunately, we have to go because we've run out of time. Starting next week, I just want to let everyone know that, we didn't even let Adrian know.
No, not
actually.
yet.
We're going to change things up a little bit next week. We're gonna inform Adrian about it in just a while. All right. And of course, we'll inform you guys about what's happening from next week as well. All right. We might not be having the Flying Dutchman with us from next week. And we'll also tell you why later. Okay. But for now, thank you very much, Adrian. Adrian Choo, of course, from careeragility.org, our career strategist. And if people want to get in touch with you, Adrian?
Well, you can always drop me an email, adrian@careeragility.org. Or you can just connect with me on LinkedIn. You can find me there. I'm quite easy, quite visible. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Great having you again.
Always a pleasure.
Have a great week.
All right. See you next week.
Take care. Bye.
It is 8:20 on OneFM.
Keep me laughing on the way.